Hello, peace and greetings. I am Bella, and this is the new True Crime Reading channel. Email's there in case you want to send me any reading requests, and so is the Cash App at Readings by Bella for the energy and the time I take to put into these cases. We want to get the information out there. We want to keep the conversation going with these folks. So please do donate. Please do send request and share the videos, like them, and subscribe. Also check the description area because there may be like news clippings or anything that I needed to add, or the pinned comments. Thank you. Take care, guys. So this is the first spread for Christopher Thompkins. I did do his reading a few years ago on a different YouTube page that I had. And what I found then was that it was a supervisor with a bad temper that was like just like rough handling him, just being rough. And it escalated to violence. I think the person tried to put their hands on him, and then it escalated from there. But let's do this. This is my true crime, my personal true crime deck that I made up. So let's just go over this first, and then we'll talk later. So the bad relationship is just like a bad, just a bad vibe, like a bad. It's like amongst like that work crew that he was working with. There were some things, I guess, that were off, and it was, I think he felt like he was an odd person out. He said 6 or more people were involved in his disappearance, which is probably why it took them so long to call the mother. They had to get all their ducks together and clean up the mess of whatever they did. It occurred in the deep forest, rural area, I don't think it was a deep forest, but this is the card that closely refers to the region. Family knows them, yeah, because the mother worked for the owner of the company. It was premeditated and organized. I was murdered in one place and transported to another. It was over a miscommunication. A male with tattoos. I made a mistake. Not really sure what that mistake is. Maybe we'll find that out later. I'm at peace. I come to my friends and family in dreams. I'm with my family, particularly a niece or a nephew or both, and an uncle or an aunt. At the end, I was wronged by a white dad or father. Deal going bad, bad arrangement, probably bad arrangement. Because again, there was something that was not quite right about the work situation and the morale within the group. So let's see what the next spread says. Now I will be posting photos of other layouts that I've done that I won't be talking over, so you can just kind of look at the cards and see for yourself and make your own, draw your own conclusion. The cards are just placed out. Sometimes they appear in logical order. Other times you just, you're going to have to put it together yourself, come to a conclusion that way. Okay, so let's go through this. He acknowledges that he was murdered, was shot and stabbed. Coworker, job at the job, coworker was placed in a car trunk, transported. Now, and one of the other photos of the layouts, it did indicate that he was murdered in one place and transported to another. So that's something to bear in mind. The premeditated and organized operation came up twice in a previous as well. The victim knows them. Family knows the perpetrators. This was a bad relationship at work, meaning the situation at work was not good for him for whatever reason. Bad characters there. Race-based, secrets and lies, a miscommunication, arguments and confrontation. Okay? 3 to 6 people involved. deep south, I made a mistake. Not clear what that mistake was. Probably in trusting these people because his mother worked for the owner of the company. Not clear if the owner was there, but in the initial reading I did a few years ago on a different YouTube channel that I had, he showed me this supervisor, dark hair, medium build, very angry, coming at him, targeting him basically for nothing. He was singled out. And the person was so angry, it just rooted in anger. And it escalated. That's what he showed me specifically. So the owner was obviously either two-faced or a racist, but just the culture down south of these racists, they'll entertain you, they'll hire you, but then they think that they can treat you like garbage or totally disregard your life, even when you're in their life in an amicable way, which is weird, but that's their mental psychology down there. Some of them, person was religious or ritualistic, indicating that this kind of behavior was not uncommon for this person. Maybe they've harmed people of color before and had some sort of like support system in place that helped them maintain the secrecy of that situation, secrets and lies. Person had tattoos. So either the assault or whatever happened took place on a property of an abandoned building or an industrial space. The well card came up, the underground card came up. He could have been assaulted on an abandoned space and then like placed into some sort of well or manhole that was on that property, physically assaulted, beat up, mountains, or deep forest. We know that this was a wooded rural area as indicated in the previous spread. Female was involved. This could have been the person that was contacted instead of 911 when they claimed that Chris first disappeared from the work site. Somebody called their wife instead of calling the police, likely called the wife for instructions. There's complicity there. So if this was the owner or the supervisor, these people are complicit, and this person probably took direction from his wife. Why would you call your wife? Instead, with my child or children, sexual orientation based. There's a lot around that. I'm trying to get to the bottom of that and see what cards that come out. I'm wondering if someone prepositioned Chris, made him feel uncomfortable. The thing with, or what have you, but we'll see what comes out with that. With my child or children, in the previous layout, it said that I left children behind. Chris could have had a relationship with somebody, impregnated somebody, and didn't know that the person was pregnant, or maybe he did know, I don't know. Or that person could have terminated the pregnancy. So if the pregnancy was terminated, he's with that child. This is with my child or children on the other side. So, and then parents. Parents of the children that his mother babysits for, which is the owner. Some kind of complicity there that could be perceived as. But yeah, there were more people involved than the people that were actually at the work site. So it's supposed to have been a 4-man crew, which would have been Chris and 3 others. So we have 3 to 6 here, and let's see what else we can see. Okay, so in this final spread, we do have reconfirmations and some new cards. He says, I ran for my life. When this started, when it happened, won't be found. Again, this was a miscommunication. Family knows them. Drown. Drown came up in the first spread that you guys will see. I'm at peace. Premeditated. Again, they had planned this already. They knew they were going to do this for some time. It was an organized operation. Still an organized operation, because people are, no one is saying anything. No one has come out and said the truth. It was a bad arrangement. This job was a bad arrangement, and maybe something else therein. I was the victim of a targeted attack. I was wronged by a cover-up, which is still in existence, secrets and lies. He was transported My death scene was staged. I believe like the boots, the change, the piece of his clothing is I think that was staged. I think it was staged, and I also believe it's a lie that they were walking through on a trail 50 feet apart. Because when he showed me being verbally attacked by the supervisor, they were not on a trail. They were stationary, like in some area, like they were near the work truck or whatever it was that they had gotten to the location at. So they were not on the trail when this happened. They were all together stationary, like in this space where the vehicle was. Not their personal vehicles, but the vehicle that they used to get to the site. Romantic couple, married couple, allegedly, is involved with this. Jealousy, car trunk again. This is how he was transported. Mine shaft, well, or some sort of manhole. This happened in the woods, or the place could be in the woods. I mentioned an abandoned space, industrial park or something like that. 3 to 6 came up again. I was murdered, held captive for some time, was shot. So drowned, shot, beaten, stabbed, all of those things could have happened. In what order, we can only imagine. He may have been interrogated, like questioned and, bullied and that sort of thing in the process, like really given a hard time. So again, the supervisor that I saw years ago when I did this reading, and it was a psychic reading, I did not do a card. I got psychic impressions, and the description is dark hair, medium build, probably about between 5'10" to 6'1", not a stocky, muscular build, but dark hair, white male, medium build, very angry. So it's like something had happened and they had targeted him, but it was something he had no idea. He was completely oblivious. So whatever this was about, because when I asked him, he said that they were just giving him a hard time, or it just wasn't good. I feel like there's a lot to it. Like there's so many different angles that it's not really a simple answer, The sexuality stuff, I'd like to get more information. I'll have to come back and see if I can get him again on the line and have a discussion. But this is what I have so far for Christopher Thompkins. May he rest in peace. He says he's at peace. And again, he said he was with his uncle, nieces, and nephews. And also, the brother and son came up. So that would be his nephew. And the Panhandle, Florida came up. And I guess a major city there because it's a city. I didn't put those in because I didn't really know how they fit. And I felt like they kind of deviated away. I don't want to confuse you guys as an audience. So I try to be very mindful of the cards that I put in because it really does need to make sense to you. So you're not confused. But I just wanted to mention that those cards came up. Brother, son, Panhandle. And there were some other cards that came out repeatedly, but I did not put those in. I didn't think that. I think those are things that I'll consider for a later reading because I've written them down. And okay, guys, so please put a like on the video, share the video, and hopefully we can keep talking about this because hopefully we can keep talking about it because it needs to be solved. People need to be held accountable. I mean, it's pretty obvious, like, who's involved. The stories are nonsensical. And, there needs to be justice. Okay? All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.